Magenta. Columbia. Go and assist Riff Raff. I will entertain...
Brad Majors? This is my fiancée, Janet Weiss.
What was it, back in 2003-ish? I happened to see that a local community theater at the time was auditioning. They were going to do the live Broadway performance of Rocky Horror Show. I thought, well, that would be kind of cool. So I went down and auditioned, and they cast me in the role of Brad. The woman who had been cast as Janet was Naomi, and we had a live pit band, and in the pit band was Doug. And during breaks and stuff, Doug would just start these incredible licks, 80s stuff. So he would launch into, some Supertramp or some Journey or something, and I would start singing it. And he looked over at me and he says, "You've done this before, haven't you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, in a galaxy far, far away." So, we had that in common. And so we started talking about after the show was over, putting a band together. And Naomi, little Janet, she brought a CD and asked me to listen to it, of her original music. And we'd set up in Doug's basement. And Naomi had her acoustic guitar. We started listening to the stuff she had written, some of the stuff that Doug had written, and we just started playing it. Doug had a drummer friend at that time who also played keyboards, Brett Marcaneri, and Brett came over with and played on piano with us, and then a local bass player, great bass player, Mark Badger, came over and handled the bass duties, and it just started clicking immediately, doing some cover stuff, doing the originals that Naomi had, doing the originals Doug had, and we started gigging out, playing a few of the local places around, and then we thought, well, let's go ahead and start recording some of this stuff. So we got together, an old friend of Doug's, he was in another band named Bill Tinkala, had a small recording studio in his basement, and Doug and Naomi and I went over there to lay down the foundation tracks of a lot of our music, and we laid those down, and Doug got called away. He got a new job offer down in Florida, and he moved. It happened just blink of an eye, bam, Doug's gone. All we had was Doug's foundation tracks. He got a new job offer down in Florida, and he moved. It happened just blink of an eye, bam, Doug's gone. All we had was Doug's foundation tracks. Before he moved, he had a going away party, and I had gone over to Bill Tinkala's, and I had transferred all of his tracks that he had recorded of us, and then I had put those on my little deck. And at Doug's going away party, I grabbed him, and we went back into a quiet little room, and I had him lay down some lead guitar parts, some of these scratch tracks, in hopes of finally finishing that CD. Long story short is he moved to Florida. Naomi and I continued to try to put out the CD in recording in my room. I had a small cottage, so I had one little room set up as a mini recording studio. and we, you know, with Brett and her and I, we just tried to hammer it out and finish it up. Valiant effort, certainly. It just never really got to where we wanted it to be. Anyway, Doug caused all those hurricanes that you read about down in Florida, and they kicked him out. So he ended up moving back to the Northwest, and he's now about 4 hours away from this studio at his home up in Port Townsend. During the years, Naomi had got a job offer in Portland, Oregon, and so, which is about 2 hours away. She moved over there. But during it all, after Doug moved back, we all kept in contact, Doug and Naomi and I, and through the wonders of the internet and digital recording, it would just be the type of thing where Doug would record his tracks, send them down to me. I would redo them on my drum set here in my studio and send them back to him, and we'd go back and forth. We'd send an MP3 to Naomi. She would listen. When she had a free afternoon that she could, you know, head here to the coast from Portland, she would come here, and we would lay down her vocal tracks and send her off on her way. I mean, some of the vocal tracks on some of these songs, some stuff was recorded in 2003, then probably some stuff in like 2007, some stuff probably just 6 or 8 months ago in one song. And so now here it is 10 years later, and we feel that the CD is finally ready.